In today's knitting podcast, I have a sock pattern that I have released this past month, a sock pattern that I'll be releasing in a couple of days, two more sock patterns that are in the works, and a sweater design that is in the works. So let's get to it. Hello, my knitting friends. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Christy of Christy Archer Designs, and this is my knitting podcast. And I am really excited to talk with you today. It has been about a month, and I think I'm getting back on schedule with my podcasts, which is nice. So this month, I don't have a ton to show, because if you are not new here, you know I have been doing some house decorating, and then I started on the outside of the house. So I've really had a lot of time devoted to decorating and haven't had quite as much knitting time as I normally would, but I do have some exciting things to share. So I'm going to start with the pattern that has been released since we last chat, and that is the Sweetbrier Socks. And I will pop a picture up here of it. This sock is actually a two-craft project. Knitting for the sock portion, and then the trim, the Bobble trim, is done as a crochet trim add-on. So this is cuffed down with an amazing boomerang heel. My testers love the fit of this. They say it's the best heel fit they've ever had. So I really do like this heel construction and hope that you will give it a try. And it also features a fun little lace on the body and top of the foot. So this is the second pair. You saw one pair last month. This is the shorties version. And aren't these baubles just adorable? And they are so much fun to make. The pattern, again, has been released, and it includes a video tutorial as well as written instructions on how to make the baubles. And it starts with your 1x1 cuff, and it moves into a couple of rounds that kind of set you up for your adding the crochet trim. And then you move into your fun lace pattern, do your fun boomerang heel, which I do have a video tutorial coming out on that. And the way I do my boomerang heel, it is exactly the same on both sides. I know that bothers a lot of people for short row heels to look different on one side than they do on the other. My video tutorial shows you how to get the same exact look on both sides. So let's see if we can get a good, yeah. And then finishes with a standard wedge toe. And this particular pair, most all of my socks today are knit out of Drops Nord. And I will show you a label. I do not have the color numbers for any of the others, but I do have the color number for this one. And there's the information on this one. I love this color. I actually have a Halloween, which I do not normally do holidays, but I came up with the cutest stranded color work pattern for Halloween, and this is going to be the base color. It is going to be so much fun. I'm super excited. But anyway, this sock can be done in a full length or a shorty length, and yeah, it is a fun make. And adding that bobble trim, even though I'm not a crocheter, it is so much fun to do. So yeah, that is it for the Sweetbrier Socks. Next up, the pattern that will be released on Tuesday, September 30th, which is just a couple of days after this goes out, is my Lizabeth's Library socks. And these have a little bit of a story behind them. To me, they look like books stacked on shelves. And so my mother is actually a published author, and she loves to read. I love to read. So anyway, her pen name is Elizabeth Parker, and so I decided to name these socks after her, Lizabeth's Library. And this is them. Don't those look like books, like on shelves, just shelves of books? I don't know. It looked like that to me. These feature a different cuff. So they have twisted stitches in between where we work these Estonian buttons. It is a fun, engaging pattern without being too much. So it's like just the right amount of interest. You have some rounds that are knits and pearls. Every round has a little bit of twisted knitting, and then every few rounds or every so often you do these fun Estonian buttons, which truly are a lot of fun to do. So then you get to your boomerang heel and work that. And once you get to the toe, you are done with these. This is done once again out of Drops Nord. I don't have the color on these others with me right now. My bag with all of the yarn bands is somewhere else. So anyway, I do love the way these turned out, and I am excited about getting a second pair of these made as well. But I just love that texture. It is just so fun. I was really inspired by these. Okay, so have both of those. The other one's not on a sock blocker. I'm trying to figure out what to do with all of this stuff. Okay. All right, so that will be released on Tuesday, September 30th. Then after that, I have actually the pair that is going to be released after that. I'm still working on, so I will show that in whips. The pair that's coming after that, I do have a finished pair made, but I do have to remake these. These ended up being just a little bit too big for me, so I'm gifting these to one of my daughter's good friends, her best friend. And so I have to remake another pair of these, but these are called the Briar Cottage. Yes, Briar Cottage. Sorry. Briar Cottage, I'm pretty sure. I'm running a lot of patterns at one time. So anyway, this is Briar Cottage. Starts with a standard 1x1, moves into this really, really super squishy and fun texture pattern. Again, to your boomerang heel. And these have not been blocked, so they are going to look so much better after they've been blocked. But I do have this pair done. These are going to be so warm if you're looking for something. If you live in a really cold area, these are going to trap the heat in, and they're so soft and squishy. These are going to be great, great, great socks for your sock wardrobe or sock drawer. This is once again Drops Nord, and I was going to say something else about it. I cannot remember. If I think of it, I'll come back. But that is Briar Cottage. Sorry, I've got Sweetbrier, Briar Cottage, Lizabeth's Library, and then the next one, this will actually be released right after Lizabeth's Library. These are already in testing, and these are going to be another super warm pair. It almost has like a thermal texture to it, so it's going to once again trap that heat in and keep your feet really, really warm. And you talk about cozy, these just scream cozy. Let me grab a sock blocker and put it on. Again, hasn't been blocked. I apologize for none of these having been blocked yet. But this, I really enjoy the process of knitting these. And I made these extra long because I love to scrunch my socks down. So they're coming off the sock blockers. But this texture is just, let's see if I can get it straight. This texture is just incredible. And this one I have started with a 2x2. And I really do like that look with this particular stitch pattern. I really think it's a nice contrast to the delicate pattern to have that more bold cuff. I thought that was a lot of fun. So this is the Hearthstone Socks. And this will be October 7th release. And while I'm at it, I would like to say that I need more sock testers because I have sock designs coming out of me faster than my testers can knit them. And so I would like to have some additional sock testers. I always give 2 weeks for testing minimum. You only need to get one sock completed. And I do ask that you do the boomerang heel for testing because with each sock, the boomerang heel changes ever so slightly. So it is important to have that heel construction tested to make sure that my numbers, not my numbers, but the way you have to set up a little differently. So some of them you do, some of them you don't. So each one is slightly different. So I do need the heel tested as written. But yeah, I give more than enough time to do the testing. And initially I was releasing one every 2 weeks, but like I said, they're just stumbling out of me right now. So I may start popping them out a little more prevalent and need more testers. If you know of anybody, please send them my way. I do all of my testing on Instagram. Very easy format. The pattern is the link to the pattern is provided through the Instagram test group, the Ravelry test code. Everything is very organized. It's very easy. I have found this to be a very good testing format for me. So that is that. I do have one other sock whip. Well, I have several sock whips, but one other that I'm going to talk about. And it is the other Briar Cottage. I don't know why that one will not stick with me. This one is done out of Cascade yarn, and I've paused on it. It has been put in timeout, which is why I skipped and put those other two in front of it. But I'm not sure. I may end up having to frog this one and reknit it, but I'm not sure yet. So this one's kind of in timeout, waiting for me to decide what I want to do. I'm almost done with it, but I think it's going to be okay because this is a superwash sock yarn. I do not think the Drops Nord is superwash because I can spit splice it together. So it is more of a natural type sock yarn, I believe. But anyway, this being a superwash, I think it's going to block fit-wise the way I want it to. And I guess truly the only way I'm going to know is to finish it, block it, and try it on. So that one is in a little bit of a timeout, but I do love Cascade Heritage yarn as well for socks. They have a beautiful color palette. I love Knit Pick Stroll, though their palette it's not as big as it used to be. There are colors that are I don't know if they're getting ready to launch new colors and they're kind of getting rid of the old ones. I'm not sure what's going on, but anyway, I do love all three of those sock yarns. So the last thing I have to talk about is a sweater that I have been designing since last year. And I'm going to show the two samples that I have finished. This is a pattern. It's called the Layken Pullover. And it is going to have multiple options. So I'm making 4 samples to show the different options. The first one I made is the tunic length, and it has the standard crew neck neckline, and it is the striped version. So, crew neck, short rows obviously, into the stripes, and it is extra long to cover the bum. This one I know I'm going to get a lot of wear out of. Throw on my leggings and a pair of tall boots, and this, I'm so excited about it. It is a raglan, top-down raglan. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very simple, but the options I'm giving you are solid. I'm given the instructions for stripes. I'm given the instructions for a basic crew neck, a folded crew neck, which I'll show you here in a moment, a mock neck, and a turtleneck. So the combinations with all of that are endless, and it will be a pattern that will stand the test of time, and your projects will stand the test of time. There's nothing too faddish about it. It does have an extra squishy, long hem, which I really love, but if you wanted more of a basic hem length, that's an easy adjustment. So this is the solid with the folded crew neck. And for those of you that are in colder environments, this will be extra, extra warm. And these are all done out of Knitting for Olive in heavy merino. I think this one is dusty blue or dusty whale. I don't remember. I talked about it previously, so you can look for my other podcast where I talked about it. And I think this one is licorice and marzipan. Could be wrong about that. So all of this to lead up to, I am now working on my 3rd sample. My math is done. I'm getting ready to write the pattern out, and then it will be ready for testing. So my 3rd version is going to be the turtleneck. Right now it is a crew neck. The reason I have done it this way is because if you don't know, I live in the desert. We barely get sweater weather, maybe a couple of weeks, 3 weeks max. So I've knitted as a crew neck, but I'm going to go back and pick up stitches and make the turtleneck for photos to show that option. And then I'll be able to easily remove the excess fabric and be able to wear it myself. So this one is going to be turtleneck, striped, standard length. And I want you to look at these short rows. It hasn't been blocked yet, but I'm so happy with how clean these short rows came out. So, so good. So yeah, this is still in the raglan bodice phase, and I'm hoping to have the bodice finished today, and we'll be able to separate the sleeves and start on the fun stripes. The stripes are going to be, the main color is this oatmeal color. Knitting for Olive, heavy merino in oatmeal. Yep, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't upside down. And then the other color is Thundercloud. Let me show you the name and the colors together. Oh, that is going to be so gorgeous. Mm. Love it. So I think that is it. Hold please. Sorry about that. I had a phone call come in that I thought I needed to take. So anyway, that is it for today's episode. And yeah, I hope to bring you more next month. I do want to say, if you are not already, please follow me on Instagram. I am 4 followers away from 1,000 followers. I'm trying so hard to reach that goal. And I am now posting over there on a regular basis, at least once a week. And I'm going to start increasing my activity over there, and you will find out more about testing that's going on, and new releases as they are released. So it is an easier way to stay up to date faster, like in real time kind of thing. So definitely follow me over there if you haven't already. And obviously, if you are not subscribed here, please take a moment to consider subscribing. It really does help my content reach more amazing people just like you. And that is it for today. I will see you next time. Bye.